Now, this is an interesting passage from the book. Slavery is not only one of the most ancient, but also one of the most long lived forms of economic and social organization. It came into being at the dawn of civilization when mankind passed from hunting and nomadic pastoral life into primitive agriculture. Now, yes, we know that slavery has been around for such a long time and it was a very successful system. So, how is it that all of a sudden it's been demonized? Well, like I say in my other videos, it's because there was a new world order that came into view and they didn't like that system because it was a disciplined, law and order, and civilized system. Now, if you study history on your own, you study the slave system on your own, and what the Southerners say about slavery, you'll come across them saying that the master and slave relationship is the same thing as parent and child relationship. And if you understand that, that makes total sense, right? Because when you have a child, you discipline that child and you civilize that child and prepare that child before they leave the nest, right? So you'll have a disciplined child that understands how to function in the new world and how to be civilized towards other people, because you don't want uncivilized people in the world causing a whole bunch of problems. You just don't want that. So under slavery, there's a whole bunch of people that are taught to be disciplined and civilized, so when they get out of slavery, they don't cause problems for other people. So that's why in the South, Caucasians and Negroes were actually getting along a lot better in the South than they were in the North. We know this basically because there was so many mulattoes in the South. If you have so many mulattoes in the South, that means that Caucasians and Negroes were definitely getting along with one another. It's not about raping, that's ridiculous, because we know that a white supremacist is not going to want to impregnate a black person and have a mongrel child, as they say. That doesn't make any sense. So we also have evidence of, after the Civil War, a whole bunch of black people got out of positions of power. Got into positions of power. Thousands upon thousands of black people got into positions of power. So we know that racist, bigoted people are not going to allow that to happen, but race relations were a lot better in the South because they were more civilized because of slavery, because there were Caucasians that were under slavery. So Caucasians and Negroes working together, they're civilized, and when they get out of slavery, they're able to cooperate with one another that much better. But in the North, wasn't like that. You were free to be ignorant, you were free to be misogynistic, homophobic, racist as you want to be. It wasn't a problem. That's their version of freedom. And they didn't like that. They didn't like to be, in a sense, forced to get along with people that they don't like. Right? But why would you want a society where a whole bunch of ignorant people are in the jury, a whole bunch of ignorant people are voting, a whole bunch of ignorant people, racist, misogynistic, homophobic people in positions of power and causing problems for people that they don't like? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But this is the society that they perpetuated for centuries. And as I said, slavery was a very disciplined and law and order system. The stuff that they get away with in the free system, they couldn't get away with under slavery. Now, the South definitely had a free system, because obviously when black people got out of slavery or Caucasians got out of slavery, they went to the free system in the South. They didn't automatically go to the North. No, there was a free system in the South. And they were civilized. They were talking amongst each other. It wasn't a problem. All of a sudden, after the Civil War, the Northerners flooded the South. We know this. The Northerners flooded the South. They saw what was going on, and they didn't like it. They didn't like it. So they systematically started attacking black people and kicking them out of positions of power in government. And then eventually we had Jim Crow. Well, how come Jim Crow wasn't instituted before? Even de facto segregation, how come that wasn't around during the time of slavery? Because there were free black people in the South. There was no separation needed because Caucasians and Negroes were getting along with each other. You understand? The Northerners came down and they flooded the South with their ideology, and eventually they got their way. And then they're the ones that are dictating the information about the South, about black people, and they have nothing good to say. But we're regurgitating their nonsense over and over and over again, and it's just so annoying. And I just don't understand how people could be enlightened but yet not understand this fact. But I think there's a lot of people that don't know that the North was very antagonistic towards black people. I think there's a lot of people that just are not aware of this. You understand? And they're not aware of the whole bunch of mulattoes in the South during the time of slavery, which indicates that Caucasians and Negroes were definitely getting along, because in a racist society, they don't want that, because that was rarely going on in the North. They despise that. And black people getting into positions of power, thousands upon thousands, no, that didn't happen in the North. It happened in the South. So there's a lot of lies and misinformation in history. And just to make it clear, the social organization. So the reason why Caucasians had a problem with socialism and they redefined socialism was because they felt that, why should I be forced to get along with people that I don't like? Or things that I don't like. I don't like gay people. I don't like black people. I don't like, women in power. So why should I allow that? And it's like, well, no. Would you want to be treated that way? If you don't want to be treated that way, then why are you treating other people that way? These people, they weren't civilized. It was so obvious that there was a problem within their society. But, we've been indoctrinated. They're the ones that are on the stage. They have the microphone, and they keep repeating the lie over and over again it's Stockholm syndrome. People think that they know everything, and they don't. And they caused a whole bunch of problems throughout society. And I keep on saying that world history has to be re-examined.